Hello everyone, and welcome to Kenshi, a game that I am sure many of you are excited and perhaps a little bit surprised to see showing up on the channel. I have had a lot of people ask me over the years whether I'd be covering Kenshi. Kenshi recently came into its full release. It is now version 1. It has been in development for a very, very long time, and I have been mildly aware of it for a long time. I've actually had it for a long time, but when I first got it, it was in a very, very early state of development, and there wasn't too much to do in the game at the time, so it was an interesting glance into a game whose genre, to be honest, I think would be best described as samurai punk. I had a look into it. There wasn't too much to do at the time. It was a bit of an interesting tech demo, and then put it down. But recently, the cries for me to check this out have increased. And in fact, this is in large part due to input on the Dapper Discord, where people have been suggesting games, and this got suggested enough that I took note again, and the fact that it has recently come out into its 1.0 or 1.08, as we can see down here, I thought I'd check it out. Now, a quick forward, what is Kenshi? Kenshi is an open-world sandbox RPG with survival elements, and well, it's kind of a squad-based RPG. So it's got a strategic layer if you want it. It is real-time, but you can pause it. It's not turn-based in any description, and I am not an experienced player by any stretch of the imagination. I am largely going into this blind, but for a bit of interest in the game and being somewhat aware of what it is. I am running mods that have been suggested to me by the Dapperlings. Here they are. They're not too many. We've got Citizens, Outpost Life, Kenshi County's Dark UI. This UI looks so much better than the vanilla, in my opinion. Shadowdance Tweaks and Fixes. Now, this is probably the most significant of all of the mods. This just generally tweaks some of the game balance and overall just makes it for a more interesting and vibrant play experience. And then interior designs, which just unlocks a couple more things so I can make my bases look pretty. You can build bases in this. Now, for those of you who are familiar with the idea of squad-based RPGs, this is quite an expansive one. Usually a squad-based RPG, you've got like a squad of 4 or 5 units that you carry around the world. Maybe they get split up a little bit here or there, but generally speaking, they're all together. This, you can have quite a lot of people involved. And as I mentioned, you can build cities. Where this world is, I don't know. It's something somewhat similar to Earth, maybe a forgotten Earth. A distant future where climate change runs rampant and maybe a couple too many wars were fought, robots exist, maybe aliens landed. There's a lot of interesting stuff in Kenshi, and honestly, I think the best way to show it is to play it. Now, as again, I'm not an experienced player. Do not look to me for any guidance other than perhaps just checking out the game that you hadn't heard of before. I am very open to advice in the comments. I just want to put that one out there right now. My usual thing of don't spoil anything for me is going to be largely relaxed. Still, don't spoil really secret things, but generally giving me advice, yes please. I'm going to need it. Now, that being said, I'm not going to be playing on easy. Choose your beginning, wanderer, difficulty, default, some cash, playstyle RPG. You're just a lone wanderer with nothing but a few coins, a pair of pants and a rusty sword, ready to venture out into the world. This is the way the game is intended to be played. Then that is what we're going to be playing. We can have advanced options, though. We can play around with all of these sort of things. Easy prospecting. Bandits loot the player. Makes life unfair. Yes, we want that turned on. There can be no triumph if there is no consequence for failure. Hunger, chance of death. I will just leave all of these on, but I'm just giving you a quick glance at what is possible. But we can have a look at some of the others as well. The Wandering Trader, seeking to make your fortune. You spent the last of your savings on a backpack full of trade goods and a pack animal, and are about to start life as a trader. Now, I like the way you say it, trading RPG style. Over here, wanted criminal style. Okay, this is a bit of a hard one. A down and out wanted criminal scavenging the battlefield. You find something interesting. A legendary sword said to be the work of the gods themselves. Someone's going to be missing this, that's for sure, but who cares? It's your legendary sword now. The world is ancient, it has a bit of lore, but it is a very hands-off game in terms of any kind of narrative. There is lore to be discovered and theoried over, but as far as I'm aware, there isn't really a linear storyline. This is very much a play it as you want. There is no win condition other than what the win condition you set for yourself. There are lose conditions, as in, you all get taken as slaves by fogmen and then eaten. That's a pretty big lose condition. The cannibal hunters, I seriously regret coming into cannibal territory. This was a stupid idea. Yeah, that's probably a really good quote. Someone's famous last words, really. Difficulty, dodgy. That's an interesting difficulty. Warning, you will be attacked immediately upon game start. Not recommended for a first-time play. Okay. Hive Exile, you play as a hiver, they're kind of like an insectoid race. Many of these, son of a captain. I'm not going to go through all of them, but just giving you a glance at what they are. Get into a cage straight away to avoid the beating. I like that. You start as a slave who's broken out of your cage. And then rock bottom, as far as I'm aware, this is the hardest one. You've hit absolute rock bottom. You are alone, unarmed, naked, hungry, lost in the middle of a harsh desert teeming with slavers. And you just lost an arm. Good luck. This is, as far as in terms of likening it to other games I've played, this is probably the really bad day start in Cataclysm. You were a shower victim, you've got the flu, and all you've got is a towel. Yeah, in the middle of the city. Probably a rough time. Guy with a dog is kind of attractive. A homeless and hungry drifter rescues an abandoned puppy. It seemed pretty useless. Maybe he will just eat it. No, my lord. I mean, there's the harsh apocalypse, and then there's the harsh apocalypse. You don't eat your bloody dog. Right, anyway, let's get started, shall we? This is going to be a rocky road to possible greatness, probably just, being eaten by cannibals. But yeah, I hope to have fun on the way, and I hope you will have fun watching the journey with me. Again, I am very open to advice down in the comments below. Whether you are just new to Kenshi or a seasoned veteran, you are almost certainly more experienced than me, and so all advice is welcome. If you're standing in the darkness, any NPCs standing in a lit area won't be able to see you. If it's the other way around, so on and so forth. Oh, okay. So we've got a couple of races. Skeletons, basically robots. The Hive, you got your generic sort of insectoid race. Quite interesting. The Shek, kind of a warrior culture from what I understand. A warrior society that values strength and hardiness above more intellectual pursuits. They're sometimes a little humorless and have a reputation as dumb brutes, but this is not always the case. Their external skeletal plates provide a natural armor, but hinders more dexterous pursuits, like sneaking around. Okay, that completely makes sense. You can turn clothes on or off to see what clothes you'll start with, I guess. You can have humans, and there are sub-races of humans. There are no sub-races of skeleton nor gender. You can not change any of this. The skeletons are a complete mystery. Nobody knows where they came from and how they were made, but they are suspected to be thousands of years old, fully sentient and capable of feeling sadness, anger, excitement, compassion, thrill, and enjoyment, although they don't possess the ability to express anything visually. This, combined with their dry sense of humor, often confuses the other races, whom the skeletons see as somewhat volatile and unpredictable. They have no prejudice or fear of death, and make for brutally effective warriors. I mean, that's interesting. I'm not sure we'd start as a main character this way, but that is a very interesting type of character. Maybe we could even recruit some. We've got various stats down there. You notice the hit points are quite high on the skeleton. The highest ranking in the sub parts. You've got the soldier drones, the worker drones, the prince. Highest ranking in the hives on the right hand of the queen. Nobody has ever seen an actual queen. It is the princes that run everything. Pre-princes are usually the result of losing command to a rival prince, or exile sent away as punishment for some kind of failure. Probably they didn't love the queen enough. They are much more intelligent and free-willed than normal hive types. We're not going to be playing a hive, but we might encounter some. We may even recruit a couple. Pay close attention to the musculature of the characters, because this changes based on your stats. And I think it actually has quite a lot of effect within the game beyond just visual as well. Warrior society, the value strength and hardness, blah blah blah. We'll go with we're gonna be bored. Okay, we're gonna be starting as a human. But as a human, we've got the choice between a Greenlander and a Scorchlander. Okay, so is our surname Snow or Sand? We will have to find out. Scorchlanders tend to value personal freedoms above all else. They don't tend to get along well with rules, regulations, and religion. And as a result, they have a reputation as social misfits and are often found in more adventurous professions. Despite this, however, they are highly creative, making them natural-born traders and skilled weaponsmiths. Honest to a fault, laughing in the face of manners, moderation, and anything sensible, they make loyal friends, passionate enemies, and a great, fun to drink with. That sounds marvellous. Let's check out the Greenlanders first. Primarily from the farmer cultures. They still tend to be an aggressive race and are easily led astray. Oh dear. Oh dear. You've got a little devil on your shoulder, do you? The worst of them live in ignorance, knowing only greed and fear, reacting to anything different with hatred and violence. But the best of them are some of the greatest civilized scientists, engineers and warriors in the land. Okay, you kind of won me back a little bit with that last part. Let's have a look at the differences. Oh, my lord. Okay, so you're not good at farming, not good at cooking, not good at labouring. Really? You haven't got much strength? Being a weaponsmith? Don't have much strength? I guess it depends on what the weapon is. I guess if you're, like, making lightsabers or something, you don't need to be all muscles hammering at an anvil. You're more dexterous, more athletic, more stealthy. Better at armor smithing, weaponsmithing, and dodging in general. Okay. Interesting, but what about the Greenlanders? You're just better at farming, cooking, and science, but you're not bad at the things that you're not good at, which, honestly, is a very attractive prospect to me. Very attractive. We can't change character. Right. I guess this would be if you had more than one character in the group, because there are some stats that start with multiples. Okay, I'm going to be super boring, and we're going to be going with Greenlander, because I don't like the main character, the starting character, especially when we're only going to be starting with one, to have any particular negatives. I'm going to be playing this like Rich Explorer from RimWorld. So, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to craft the character. You don't have to watch that with me, because I'm liable to spend an hour doing it, and then we will begin. Okay, there we go. Here is our character. It didn't take me quite as long as I expected. There are so many things that you can change, though. Oh my good lord. So many things. It's actually quite interesting the amount of detail you can go into, considering for a lot of the game you'll be on more of a strategic scale, so you'll be quite drawn out, but you can actually get really close into the action and see things going on. One of the things, though, I like the most is probably just these different idle stances you can have for your characters. These are fantastic. That is super sketchy. Super sketchy. If anyone has that as their idle stance, they're probably there to steal stuff off you. Let's be honest. They're just scoping things out. But there we go. So that's what we're going to be going with. Don't... So close. I came so close to clicking these, thinking, oh yeah, the continue button will be down there. So many times. But no, we're about to begin. Wish us luck. Okay, so we've started in the border zone. Aavak. Nameless. I am nameless. Discovered Lone Shack. I've discovered a Lone Shack, apparently. Now, I believe this is somewhere called the Hub. Let's have a click on things. Yes, Town, the Hub. If we go to the map is gigantic. We know of a place called Squin, and we know of the Hub. Oh, right, we know of a little place up there called Lone Shack as well. Now, there's stuff going on all over this map. And as you can tell, the look of the map gives you a rough indication of what you're going to expect there. This is all desert. This is quite a lovely, lush little valley down there. Now, as I've mentioned, I've only tested the game out for an hour or two of play just to get my feet wet, so I wasn't going into this completely new to all of the controls and unable to do anything in most of the first 2 or 3 episodes. Me looking in the key commands and stuff like that. I have no idea what most of these places are, though. In terms of where I've been in the first little bit, I really haven't left this little area. Down here looks pretty arable, but also pockmarked with water, so probably some sort of swamp, I'm guessing. Up there, snowy maybe? Or that's fog stuff, because I know there's fogmen, though that could easily be much the same. No, that actually looks frozen over there. So there's quite a lot of interesting places that we might want to investigate. Now, as for right now, faction is the Nameless. No. We're going to be the Dapplings. Of course. There we are. Research. There's so much that you can do, and we can't even see the majority of it, because lots of different things will unlock, and I believe you get blueprints, which will also help you unlock stuff. You've got crafting over here. We haven't got any crafting benches, so we can't do that. We've got 1 squad. Nameless 0. No. We'll just call it founders for now. You can add more squads as time go on. You can have up to 20 people in the squad. You can have 30 squads, my lord. As for the dialogue, we've not seen anyone do anything yet, and you've got AI options over here. Now, this is, from what I understand, global, so all of your characters will perform the options that you select here. So ditch items. If they have nothing else to do, characters will automatically put any excess materials they're carrying into storage. This can help to unblock the base AI when things grind to a halt from overfilled inventories. Because you can set up a whole base. It's kind of like X4 in that you can make a factory chain or other games like that. Even though it's a very different genre, it has the same sort of open world sandbox element to it. Sleep when injured. Characters will automatically go to bed if they're injured and have nothing else to do. Sit when idle. This is pretty cool because if you make some sit-in spaces in your base, then your character will just go and hang out there if they've got nothing else to do, so you can easily see at a glance who's not working. Heal allies and help allies. We'll leave those off for now, but ultimately I would like to do it. Rescue allies will also rescue allied characters from other factions. Share food. Characters in the squad will automatically share any of their food that is in a backpack, if in range. Okay. Feed animals. If food is running low, you can elect not to feed your animals. What? No. Feed animals first. Shoot first, ask later. Your turret gunners will shoot at any potentially dangerous but neutral targets, such as wild animals or bandits, without waiting for them to attack the base first. That sounds harsh, but I think that would probably be very, very wise. And follow formation. There's a couple of different formations they might want to adopt. I'll go with caravan so that people follow in a line. I think that will be quite useful. But okay, we are here in Hub. It's a bit of a rundown place, as you can see. Wow. It reminds me of some of the towns I've lived in. All closed. Well, I mean, not quite as devastated, but like, you know, all closed shop fronts, etc., etc. The usual stuff. If you hold down Alt, you can see all sorts of things around. If these aren't red, then we can pick them up, which seems to me like a bloody good idea because we've only got a little bit of cash. Now, the lovely thing is this is a city, and we could buy a house in this city, though. You know, different houses cost different amounts, and then we'd have to repair them if they're already broken. Sometimes you can just straight up buy a functioning house. That is a watchtower. It's actually controlled by a faction. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to run around, and I'm going to grab all the little bits and bobs, and then I'm going to sell them. Nothing like the beginning of an RPG, eh? This won't take very long, so I'm not going to bother skipping it, but yeah, we're gonna quickly grab. Okay, I can't pick anything more up now. There is a bar just over here, and we can zoom right down if I want to have a look. So let's get over there. We want to go to the bar. Actually, if we double click, I think it'll follow. It's glorious. Follow can. I do quite like that. Right, let's go inside. And you're probably already starting to get why I called this samurai punk. Okay, hey, you, come drink with me. In a moment, my good man. In a moment. First, I want to have a chat with the barman. Looking to buy? Well, actually, no. Looking to sell. Looking to sell a lot of random junk that I'm carrying. You've got some nice things in there, though. I wouldn't mind buying a better weapon, because currently I've got just an iron club. It's not very good. Does a little bit of cut damage, interestingly. Mostly does blunt damage, 0.17. Blood loss, 0.3 times, so it's not very good at causing blood loss. It does have an indoor bonus, though. So if using this inside a building is not so bad. Not very good at hurting animals, however. This weapon is probably a few hundred years old. Any identifiable markings have long since rusted away. Whereas we have got a hold saber. Much better cutting damage, obviously, because it's a saber rather than a club. Got decent blood loss modifier, an attack bonus of -5, but a defense bonus of +5. It doesn't seem to have any issue working indoors. We've also got some ranged weapons, very useful to have, but a little bit out of our price range early on, I would say. I am, in fact, going to buy this saber. I want something to be able to fight with, and I'm also going to buy some food as well. And that'll be a nice little start. We've got nothing else. This is just a bar. You can buy research books. You can buy ingredients for making better meals, building materials, all sorts of stuff. And rum. Broken Emperor statue. Now, a lot of these are added by mods, I believe. And these allow us... no, that one isn't. Oh, actually, maybe that one is. But some of these are just decorative items that otherwise you wouldn't be able to build. But come on, it's me. Of course I'm going to be decorating everything. Now, there's loads of people in here we can chat with. If I hold down... You can also see a lot of things that I'm not allowed to steal. If we click on them, we'll find out a little bit about them. Rin. We've got Stin. That's a pacifier. So if you got into bad standing with a faction, you could talk with them. We've got Heft. We've also got Hobbs. Tengu, and Senshi. Now, I believe some of these were just like Barthag 1, Barthag 2, but one of the mods I've got just is adding some more names. But okay, we're going to have a chat with the fella over here. Yes, that's it. Have a drink on me. Oh, well, this is already off to a fantastic start. Say, have you ever heard the story of the Wailing Phantom? No, actually, I haven't. So, it's a straight-up question. Well, legend has it that it nests deep, deep into the forest. They say it preys on lost travelers, feeds on their souls, and makes rotting loincloths out of their necks. What? Loincloths specifically? And neck skin specifically? Okay. Apparently, survivors have told that it has a pungent potato odor and has eyes that resemble surprised truffles. Okay. There was one particularly handsome man-warrior that once very, very nearly slayed the beast, but he choked on a boiled potato 2.5 weeks ago. Okay, you've had... how much have you drunk already? Seriously, don't waste my time with your gibberish, wacko. That sounds amazing. How do I find it? Sounds interesting. Yeah, I have to go now. Well, I have been... I am acquainted with Hobbs, and I'm just going to come straight out and say, if you humour him, he'll join you for free. The first time I encountered him in the playthrough, in my test play, I just flat out was interested in this. But it seems that apparently is the right way to go. I restarted like 2 or 3 times just to test out different things, and if you don't humour him, it doesn't quite go as well, or at least that I found. That sounds amazing. How do I find it? If I knew that, I would have tracked it down myself. But if you're going to head out in search of it, you must take me with you. Call it an old man's dying last wish. Then I will grant your wish, old man. Join me in search of this beast. Sorry, I don't need dying old man. Well, actually, I just straight up went with this option before. You're dying? What's wrong with you? Aren't we all slowly dying in this relentless, dark world? Oh, really? Yes, and this dying man wishes to witness that diabolical monster with his own 2 eyes. They say that if you lick one of its pinky toes, then you'll gain a power of sweet... What? I'm starting to regret taking you even in my test play. Oh, and the true love smooch will transform the beast into a glorious man-cherub, whom will grant all of your deepest munchies. What? Hobbs, I'm still going to take you. But I am more aware of why I should be regretting this decision. A bad feeling about this, I don't think you're sane. You're right. Wise words. Join with me. Let's find it together. So you're not dying. I can still walk away. It's actually really tempting all of a sudden. Yeah, you're right. Wise words. Join me. Let's find it together. Okay. My lord. Right, well, let's have a quick look-see at Hobbs. You've got some armour, a sleeveless long coat, a straw hat. You've got some decent items. I'm not sure why all of the text there is so dark. I don't remember it being that dark before. Maybe I'm going to have to fiddle around with the mods. Because I did add 1 or 2 more on by suggestion right before I started recording, and I'm starting to wonder if maybe that was the wise choice. But now Hobbs has joined the founders. I guess you are technically a founder. We could talk with other people, but I think we're going to need some money for that. Most people will require that you hire them for cats, which is the currency. We have 312 right now. Now, I believe we could continue our run of grabbing all of the stuff, or we can go out and we can start harvesting a little bit. Now, I believe there is a copper vein down here. Yes, there is a copper resource right there. We also have an iron resource right over here. And the copper, from what I understand, is by far the more valuable. So go ahead and use this copper resource. Just actually, I'm going to give you a job. If you hold down Shift and right-click, operating machine, copper resource. Now Hobbs will just sit there and will pickaxe all day long. Until the copper resource fills up. It can hold about 5, and then we can carry it off and sell it. Now, everything in this game seems to work on the basis of your stats and skills. Doing something makes you better at it. The better at it you are, the easier it is to do. The less time, the better you can do it, so on and so forth. So, for example, right now Hobbs has a strength of 2. If we look at this, we can see that it affects maximum carry weight, and your encumbrance, like the heavier you are encumbered, the more XP you will get while walking, just to build up your strength. It also affects attack speed with heavy weapons, the chance to break free or resist kidnapping attempts, martial arts damage, and your strength in combat. The amount of strength XP you'll get whilst in combat is 93. I imagine that has something to do with the weapons you're carrying. Ways to train: carry people or overloading inventory, using a heavier weapon. So there we are. That's actually not too bad. You've got all sorts of other things like toughness, which will affect how much damage you can take, how much damage a body part can take before you get knocked out. You notice we've got lots of different body parts there. And all sorts of skills around here. I believe that right now Hobbs is training up labouring, which affects mining, using machinery. The ways to train is just basically doing hard work. Skill at general manual labour, work such as mining and using simple machinery. I'm going to say it right now, that skill is probably going to be the easiest one for us to train up. Can I get in there? Is there a way into this building? No, apparently there is not. Why is there not? Really? Can I get in there at all? Can I sneak up there? No, apparently I cannot get inside. There are people in there, though. Witchcraft. Witchcraft is what I'm going to call that one. But we need to gather some more things. So I'm going to let Hobbs down there do a little bit more. And I'm going to grab some bric-a-brac from around the town and then sell it. And I'll bring you back when we got some money to do something else. Namely, got my eye on one of these little shacks. You can just buy things inside the city, and that will come with a significant amount more protection, because if something wants to attack your camp, they're going to have to come into the city to do it. That means attacking the city, generally. So it's a pretty wise idea, in my opinion. And that's how we're going to be starting out. We're going to be renting some buildings, or rather buying some buildings in the city, and building up a little bit of a base inside and preparing ourselves before we go out. But I will bring you back when we got some more money to do interesting things with. So see you soon. Well, this is unfortunate. On his trip back with a load of copper in his inventory, Aavak just got attacked by a Garou pup. Now, we're lucky it was the pup, because if it was the adult, Aavak would probably already be down, but his arm is getting just munched on. I'm not sure why the Garou decided to attack. That's kind of uncommon that they would aggress. They are usually docile, or at least that's what I've seen to be the case so far. But we're just going to try and get inside and away from the pup, hopefully. No, keep going. There's no point in fighting right now. Let's just get over here. So Aavak is already wounded, which is a bit of a pain. We're going to pause it just there so I can quickly get these out of my inventory. There we go. And we're going to have to straight up buy some first aid kits. Now, it's useful to have first aid kits anyway. If we have a look at first aid, it says quality 5 of 100. Now, from what I understand, that means at best, you can only use up to 5 medical skill whilst using this particular type of first aid kit. A better first aid kit would allow you to use more. So if you've got a much better trained medic, then don't be giving them these kinds of med kits. As far as I can understand. Now, we're already up to 3,000 caps. And that's just off 2 runs worth of copper. We're on day 2, very early morning, but now Aavak is a little bit banged up. I've shared out the meat between both Hobbs and Aavak, and both of them, all they've been doing is working on machines. Now, what you can do is you can set them to passive. In non-combat mode, a character will never initiate combat, even if his allies are fighting or need help. He will only fight when directly attacked, and is less likely to be targeted by enemies. Now that one is the important part, but let's have a quick look at this. So right now I've lost a little bit of blood, but I'm not bleeding, so it was mostly blunt damage that we took. The red there means that I can heal that. The rest is just going to have to heal over time, like where the grey bar is. That will just take time of healing. Your left arm needs bandaging. It's slowly getting worse. Your combat and manual labour skills will be negatively affected, and so will my head. Now, right now, based on our toughness, we have a KO point of -11. If any of our limbs or any body part gets to -11, we get knocked out. When an injury or body part goes below your KO point, then you are down for good. Your body will enter a coma and won't regain consciousness until all critical body parts have healed above 0%. So at the moment, that's pretty bad. I'm going to give Aavak the permanent job of medicing, and he should do that before anything else. So at the moment, that's the first thing he's going to start doing. But let me go and have a look at Hobbs. What are you up to, Hobbs? I think Hobbs is on his way up here to help out with the fight. I wouldn't mind them actually getting in a little bit of combat training. I'm going to give him medic there. There's no point in having rescue yet because we've got nowhere to put them. Let's have a look at your inventory. What is your inventory right now? You're not particularly encumbered. I kind of would like you to be encumbered though for the fight. No, it would take you just as long to get back there as it will take you to get up here. So let's have this going. Aavak should be medicing as the first thing. Now, your body parts will actually visually represent the damage done to them. So you'll get bloody marks, bruises, that sort of thing. As you can see, a bruise on his face there. And if you break an arm, then it'll just kind of hang limply by your side. You can really mangle yourself though as well. Hobbs, what are you doing right now? Oh, you really shouldn't be fighting one of these straight on. It is a lot better at everything than you are. But it is critical. It is bleeding hard right now. Hobbs, you're okay. Now, the good thing here is that the guards are helping with this. So this is a potential for us to get some free combat training here. And combat training is always, in actual combat is always much better. So there we go. Okay, you're going to get mauled a bit there, Hobbs. Because the guard has decided to face a different target. We can probably take the pup out. Well, actually, we might not even be able to do that, to be perfectly honest. But we're going to have a much better time of it if there's two of us doing it. Aavak, let's have a look at you. You are okay, but you took a big old blow to the chest there. The pup, its left foreleg is massively wounded. The pup should probably already be going down, but your left foreleg is totally destroyed. Luckily, it's not something you need to live. So its left foreleg shouldn't really be doing much of anything to us, but we'll see how this goes. We are literally getting beaten up by herbivores right now. But these are gigantic cow-like herbivores. And anyone... Oh, wow, that was a bit of an area attack there. You got both of them. Anyone who's actually been around farm animals knows that, yeah, an angry cow is actually... They might seem silly and all kind of floppy, but no, they can be really, really vicious if they don't like you. Right, I would like you to trade with Aavak here and get one of those med kits. And that way you can also medic. In fact, you're actually... Oh, yeah. Aavak's arm is completely broken by the looks of it. Yep, your left arm is a process of healing. Now, if that drops below 100, it's gone. You have lost your arm. That is rough. Rough times. Aavak's doing a bit of healing there. What I would like you both to do is stop doing jobs. Now, what I would really like you to do is instead loot. Now, we could kidnap it. We've got a 100% chance of kidnapping it because it's out cold. There's no point currently. You can get mods that allow you to train animals that you've kidnapped and you've imprisoned in a cage, but we don't even have a cage, so there's no point. So instead, Hobbs, you're limping a bit. Yeah, you're a bit beat up. Now, right now these animals will recover. Well, some of them are just flat out going to die because they're so badly wounded, but some of them will potentially recover from their wounds in time. Others, though, are just probably going to die before they ever have a chance to recover. However, if an animal is unconscious, if you take anything off it, that is, you loot the animal, you can only loot it for its skin, its teeth, its hide and stuff. I'm not sure about teeth, actually, but you can find teeth, but I'm not sure if this effect would happen. The moment you take anything off it, it's dead. You have now butchered it, even if you only take one thing. But we're absolutely going to take all of that. 100%. Hobbs, you go for the next one. You go for this one there, loot. As we can see, this one is dead. We can loot it. We can even kidnap it. Not that there's much point. But that is a nice, easy way for us to make a little bit of cash. That is much better than having to mine for days. There we go. I really don't want to sell all of this meat, honestly. Because that's good foods. All right. Aavak, go and have a word. Talk to the merchant. Look at his arm. Oh, my lord. The ragdolls on your arms when they're broken. My goodness. Show me what you got. I would like to sell all of this. There we go. What are you trying to do? Oh, your jobs are turned back on. Right. So, Hobbs, can you... Oh, you can sell it from all the way over there. Oh, that's fantastic. Hobbs, more, well, kind of more looting. I need to buy one of these houses. Now it's much more urgent. So, let's go ahead, click on this, for sale, buy. I would like to buy this ruined shack for 1,500 cats. There we are. It is a building. It is now my building. It is open to the public, all sorts of other things. It's actually not much of a building yet. I would like it to be repaired. Actually, no, Hobbs, you don't do that one. Who's got the best engineering? Let's have a look. Engineer. The skill at building and repairing structures actually looks like Hobbs. Hobbs is just generally better. And it's also the better medic too, by far. But I think everyone should have like 5 medic, or just have the basic med kit with them. I think it's generally really, really important. Right, okay then, Hobbs. You go ahead and repair this structure. Aavak, go and buy some building kits. We're going to need building materials. Let's trade. I can only buy 1 right now. I could sell some of the meat. I really don't want to, though. We'll just ferry it back and forth. In fact, I'll give one person all of the meat in one go. Right, so this building is going to need 3 more building material. So I'm going to have Aavak trade with Hobbs. There we go. You can give that to Hobbs. I can pick up a couple more of these because I can easily fit more in my inventory. This one can go down there. It's a little bit of inventory Tetris, I'm afraid. But Hobbs, you go ahead and can you continue building? There we are. Perfect. Right, Aavak, back into the bar with you. We're going to have to ferry building materials back and forth. So let's have a quick talk. I would like to purchase another 2, or rather 1, because I can't carry 2. It's fine. Hobbs will take a little while to get this done so we can afford... Actually, I could have probably reached Hobbs from out here. It's interesting the way that distance works with this. So Hobbs should be able to build this. If I talk to you, in fact, if I have Aavak talk to the bartender, Hobbs can then purchase the last part, which is great. Right, Hobbs, go ahead and build a shack. And Aavak can move in. Now, I could set Hobbs to permanently be an engineer. And I would generally like the best engineer to be the one to do it, but everyone's going to get a bit of that skill with time. So let's just speed up time a little bit so we can get our shack up and running. There we are. Small shack constructed. Marvellous. This is not a public building, so it will technically be a crime if someone walks inside. And they may do that anyway, though. Let's be honest. Right. Okay, so now we've got our own building. We can build things in it. Specifically, a camp bed would be amazing, but we're going to need a sleeping bag to build one of those. We don't have that yet, but it'll give us a massive improvement to the speed that will repair our limbs. There's quite a lot of building options in the game, and I recommend making use of them. I'm going to pop down 2 camp beds just by the door there. Or actually, maybe not by the door. Maybe we could have them further in, but we'll see. We'll just leave them there. I do want a campfire, though. Pop a campfire down. Now, the campfire requires nothing to be built, and the camp beds do not need anything but a sleeping bag, which we don't have. I'm just putting them down for now, just so that we got it. But we've got a lot of other options. Camp bed. We are going to need a small research bench, which is going to require another 3 building materials to build. This one isn't so bad. You know what? Sure, we're going to move these camp beds. I would prefer the camp beds to be over in the far corner. And so we'll pop these down like that. Again, we're not going to have these yet. I right-clicked to move them. Have the campfire maybe over here, somewhere kind of central. And the small research bench just up over here. All of those little points are interaction points. I could have a few people interacting with this. You only really need 1 as far as I'm aware. We could have it just about... I'll pop it there. That'll do. Just opposite the campfire, which should be quite nice. We've got nothing in here like stools or anything like that, so there's no place for our people to hunker down for now, but that should be okay. We're going to confirm this. Womp. And now, if we give Hobbs the job to engineer, I'm going to pop that up above. I'm going to turn jobs off again for a moment. Now, the nice thing with this camp bed is we should be able to have auto haul. Can I tell you to auto haul permanently? Okay. Operating machine campfire. Hauling to campfire. I believe the campfire is an automatic thing. You put meat in it and it becomes dried meat. So, I guess we could pop it down. Actually, no. You don't worry about that. You already got loads of jobs. So what we'll do instead is I would like you to trade with Aavak and move all of the meat across. Aavak will make a little bit of room there, unfortunately. You're going to just have to hold by for a moment then, Hobbs, while I get all of this done. Aavak, you've now got an auto job. No, that was still Hobbs. Damn it. Aavak should have the auto job. Auto haul. And we'll pop that one right down at the bottom there. Turn that off. Turn that off. Turn that back on because I'm a dirt. Alright, so with that, they're trying to go and do their regular jobs right now. Honestly, having jobs turned on is a little bit of a potch early on, but ultimately it will allow you to do lots of other things. In fact, I'm going to turn off ore for Aavak for now. Hobbs, go ahead and trade. Drop off the last bits of meat. There we go. So Aavak should now just turn all of this into actual meat, which is going to be fantastic. We've got a little bit more money, but not much in the way of building materials. So let's get you in there, and you can go and chat with the barkeep. Go ahead and talk to. I want all of the building materials I can get. If I do a little bit of inventory management, we can get even more. That's fantastic. I can now turn your job on because you will engineer and build us a research bench. Ah, fantastic. It's going well. Now, I can also add in forage from animals as a job for Aavak. Will he do it, though? No, maybe not. We'll see. No, he's not doing it. Okay. Well, maybe they've already been looted? I'm not sure. Oh, maybe they've got to be dead before they can be looted. Ah, that's sweet. Well, okay. That one's dead. You should head back and set up the campfire. I may have to just sell some of this meat. If I open that up, though, Hobbs can just grab a bunch of the dried meat. There we go. In fact, you can grab even more. And Aavak can go back to looting these creatures. It feels a little bit bad, but they attacked me, so I don't. You know, I'm not gonna accept the blame this time. I'm just gonna take one of your hides, and then hopefully we can get Aavak in here to sell the hide. I'm not gonna get rid of this meat because this is a survival game. You do need to eat, and we've just got a massive amount of food that is probably gonna see us well for quite some time as a result of that. Are there any things in here? Banners and signs. Okay. We've also got market tents and stalls, concrete walls, got roof decorations, broken emperor statue, holy lights, containers. Needs research bench level 2. Well, we don't need that. We got no idle stools or anything like that, unfortunately. But we are going to need just to start buying books now. Books are the way that you research. Quite a lot of things require the research books. So I'll pick those up right now, as it looks like Hobbs is doing a fantastic job getting our research bench ready. There we go. Well done, Hobbs. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pop these books in there. Now, the way that tech works, you click on tech and you can have a look in here. What we want is a food storage crate. This requires nothing. That's fantastic. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to set that up. And you know what? Since Aavak's already in the base at the moment, Aavak is going to get that job. However, I want that job to be done after foraging from animals and dealing with the campfire. It doesn't look like foraging for animals is really working there. So we'll leave that one for now. But Hobbs, where are you? Have you already made a good way out? No, not yet. Good. Because I want you to take more meat with you. Mining is hungry work. Now, there is a danger to sending Hobbs out there with all of this. Actually, thinking about it, that's possibly not the best idea. Because there are very hungry people out there. Okay? And they can practically smell food. So, maybe Hobbs not leaving with all of the dried meat would be a good idea. Yeah, I think probably. So let me... You can have one. Well, you're going to have 4 because I can't afford to take it off you. But I'm going to have to keep an eye out for any hungry bandits outside. I feel a little bit bad for them. I would share the food, honestly. But as far as I've seen so far, they say, yeah, share your food. And what they mean by share your food, they mean give me all of your food. And what they mean by give me all of your food is I'm going to beat you and then take your food. So, they're not going to get any of it. Right, it's going to take us 3 hours right now. All sorts of things will affect this. If we look at use, current science, due to injuries, we've got 13%, minus 13% due to injuries. Bloody broken arm. We could splint that to heal it a bit faster. Oh, that looks so right. What did they do? They didn't snap one of the bones in your arm. They've jellified all of the bones in your arm. They've ground your bones to gravel. I'm not sure you can normally heal from those kinds of injuries, digital me. But anyway, we're going to let a little bit of time pass. We've just got a couple of hours in game to pass before we can build a food storage bin, and once we've got that, I don't have to feel so bad about Hobbs being outside with all of that delicious, delicious food. Research complete. Now we've got the animal feeder, food storage, general storage box, which is useful because you can pop all kinds of things in there. Storage chest, just for things that don't go in any of the specific boxes. But we want a food storage box, and we want it probably easily accessible. So I'm going to pop it right there so people can just come straight in the door and grab some food. Now, hopefully that doesn't include anyone who isn't us, but it probably does. Right, that's going to require 1 building material. I'm going to confirm that. Hobbs, how's it going down there? You don't have any building materials, so that's fine. Let's grab some ore. I'm going to turn off jobs for a moment, and I'm going to send you back to get some. Hopefully. We might not actually have any over there. Thinking about it. Actually, Aavak, yeah, you head in and quickly have a chat. Do you have any building material? No, you don't. Okay, then that changes things a little bit for us. Alright. Now, a horse chopper looks a lot better than this, doesn't it? But that's way more expensive. Different sorts of weapons, armor penetration, attack bonus, damage versus animals. It's quite nice. How much is that? That's not too bad. I'm going to buy this for Hobbs, because currently Hobbs has Aavak's old club. So Hobbs, sure. Oh, you were there. Let me go ahead and trade. You will get... Oh. Did I not buy it? Curious. My bad then. Okay, well Hobbs can just go in and buy it himself then, in that case. But, fair enough. Let's go ahead and trade. Yes, I would like that to be yours. And we'll sell all of that. I'm sorry, I'm being a little bit derpy right now. Right. Okay, so that's a decent weapon. Now, they will actually switch between them. So, indoor penalty of -4. If we're indoors, and possibly not fighting animals, they will swap between the weapons that make the most sense. But we need some more supplies. So, Hobbs, you're going to be going for a bit of a run. You're going to be running over to that outpost that we spotted a little while ago. Enjoy. While you're doing that, Aavak is going to grab some more hide. So let's go ahead, sell some more hide. So Hobbs should make it all the way across to the other area fairly quickly. Now, thankfully, we will get little visual indications that our people have been targeted for attack. So you're not going to be caught completely off guard. That is to say, if you're paying attention, which I'm not always known for doing, I'll be honest. But hopefully, we're not going to get Hobbs murderized. How's it going, Hobbs? Still got a bit of a run, but not too far now. You're just going to have to get inside there, and we may be able to get some more building materials, because once we've got that that food crate, that's going to be a big, big help for us. Let's trade some more animal skins. Honestly, just being able to get all of this food out of our inventory is going to be a massive boon for us. Let's go grab the last 2. And whilst the Aavak's doing that, Hobbs should be at a new bar. Does anyone want to chat with in here? No. Okay. Well, let's go and have a quick chat with the barman then. Okay, thank goodness. You do have some building supply. Ooh. Combat cleaver. Armor penetration plus 30%. Damage versus robots plus 25%. But damage versus animals is down. Okay, well, that's a bit of a shame. You've also got a katana here by the looks of it. Oh, sorry, no, ninja blade. Armor penetration is not very good at penetrating armor, but it is a good... it does have an attack bonus. Damage versus humans is up as well. And it actually causes particular blood loss there. Interesting. It's got very good cutting damage, but I would say the combat cleaver is probably a nicer weapon overall. That being said, maybe I could give this to Aavak for when fighting indoors. Let me have a quick look at Aavak. What have you got? Well, that's... I'm not even sure how the game would try to predict which one would be the better one. Maybe damage versus humans it would switch. Still, that's a very expensive weapon, though. No, we're not going to be going that. Honestly, I want to get some range combat as soon as I can. Broken holy lights, banners and signs, roof decorations, ringed sabers, concrete walls, containers, market tents and stalls, broken emperor statue. Possibly as a result of having a mod that adds more things that we might be able to find and craft, there is going to be a lot more useless items available in areas, or ones that I'm not particularly looking for right now. And that's going to be a bit of a problem for us, but ultimately it shouldn't be too terrible, I don't think. Right, is there anything that I haven't taken the skin off? Actually, you've only got 2 bits of meat, so I'll grab those. How about you? Yes, you've got some skin there. And you do not, and I think you do not. Okay, so overall, I would say, at least on the food front, we got off to a pretty fortunate start. Yes, I know Digital Me's broken his arm, and Hobbs is hobbling. I just realised that. But on the whole, it's not a bad start. Let's grab this meat out of there, please. Can I even do that? Womp. And I should be able to very quickly sort those out. We've got some good foods here. Right, Hobbs, let's get you in. I'm going to turn back on your job so that you will immediately go and build that crate for me. Ah, marvellous. What else would I like to have a look at, though? In terms of industry, do we have any kind of storage for ore? Copper storage. Now, does this need anything? It doesn't. So we're going to get that one as well. But before then... Now, generally speaking, if someone is idle, they should drop off items. So I'm going to bring Hobbs back and just see if that triggers automatically when he has... nothing. No, he doesn't do that. So if I turn off operate and turn on jobs, he should, yeah, he's dropped off all of his food. That's particularly nice. And has Aavak done it? Yeah, it does look like he did it very briefly. That's awesome. Okay. Well, what I could do is actually tell Aavak specifically. Okay, Hobbs, you go back to your jobs for now. Let's get you back out there mining copper. But Aavak, specifically, I would like you to very specifically haul to the food store. Now, I'm hoping that that will cause him to haul out of the campfire and into the food. Oh, that's amazing. Okay, there we go. And with that, we can go and continue looting all of the dead animals, and we'll get a massive store of meat and goodness. There we go. And largely, this process is now automated for us. I still have to manually do the hauling there, but that's not a bad thing for us right now. Once we have the copper storage built, then also the hauling of the copper back to the base will become automatic, and that'll be absolutely wonderful. There we are, completed storage boxes. Excellent. Let's have a look at this then. So storage, we should now have copper storage. Now this is a big thing to build. It's going to take a lot of room up in our tiny little shack. But as a start, it shouldn't be too bad. It needs 1 iron plate to build. Alright. Just get that all tucked in right back there. There we are, confirm that. You don't have any building materials, that's fine. Do we have any iron plates over here, though? Let's go and have a look. Looking for something. Yes, iron plates as it happens. No, don't run away. There we go. Iron plates, get. Alright. Now then, I'm going to drop the... can I add the iron plate there? I can't, but if I drop it on the floor, this should cause Hobbs to head back. I'm thinking? Maybe not. Okay. Well, Hobbs, come and grab the iron plates. I could have Aavak take care of that one, but I'd rather focus on Hobbs being the engineer right now. So let's grab all of the bits of meat. I think that's all of the pups taken care of. Oh, did you not grab that? Please. Then you can loot this one as well. That one has already been looted. Okay, the final one. There we go. I think we should be good. Noticing that his arm is a lot better now. He's actually, it's not just like hanging off, which is really quite gruesome, and just flopping around in the wind. He's now bracing it. Oh, there we are. He's not even holding on to his arm anymore. His arm is fully repaired. Hooray! Ah, these are good times. All right, one more glance through. Any more? Oh, go have a look. Yeah, I think we've got them all now. Right, okay, well that's not a bad start in my humble opinion. I'm going to turn off your job so you stop running around because it's getting annoying. There we go. We'll just sell off that last bit of hide. Now, obviously, that was largely because we had a guardsman help us out. But I'm not going to turn down good help. I've got some weapons here. You'll notice they've got different grades, which is pretty cool as well. I wouldn't mind having Aavak spec into range combat. This is apparently one of the things that got added just as it became moved into release, which is pretty interesting. That was a luxury feature. People weren't really certain that was even going to be added. So it's really, really cool to be there. And from what I've seen, yeah, range combat is extremely bad. Super, super deadly. Now, what will happen for Hobbs and the way that the mechanic will work? Hobbs, currently, I do need to drop off the building materials, but you can hold on to it for now, I guess. Once Hobbs can't mine here, because the mining node has a limit of 5 pieces of ore. It doesn't go into your inventory, it goes into the mining node itself. Once that mining node can no longer is no longer capable of being worked because its output is full, Hobbs should pick up that ore and immediately haul it back because he has nothing better to do. I don't need to give any specific option for this. I don't believe. We'll see. He might just keep wailing. But if I do, then I can just tell him to automatically haul to the copper store, but after operating machine copper resource. So he'll grab it once he can't mine anymore because this is full. He'll grab the copper and haul it back, thus freeing it up, and then he'll come back and take care of that. Now, you might be wondering why I haven't given him any food, and that's because, frankly, we don't need to right now. We can just continue to empty everything into the food barrel, and they'll come and get food when they need it. Effectively, they'll go there when they need to eat. You can notice that he's getting a little bit hungry. Hunger is going down. Hobbs is going to be going down a lot faster because he's encumbered and he's currently working very hard. So that will affect things. I should get this building supply out of his inventory for that reason, if nothing else. But whilst Hobbs is continuing to work here, we'll have a quick look at what else we can research. We can research iron plates. There's lots of little things you can do. Public sales. You can make your own shop and then just store stuff in it, and people will come along and buy it, which is amazing. All sorts of power generation, all kinds of things like this. Oh, there we go. Hobbs he's carrying back everything with him. Excellent. Absolutely excellent. So Hobbs should automatically now store this. Is there anything left on this thing? Let's have a quick look. No, there's nothing there. Okay, fair enough. But Hobbs will now just ferry copper back and forth, drop it off, and then immediately go back to work. And when he's hungry, he'll come back and he'll grab a bit to eat. And I love the way you can automate your units like that. It's actually really, really cool. I find that fantastic. Now, one down point about being outside right now is that Hobbs is having a negative because he's working in darkness. I can't build any kind of light this close to the town because I'm not really a member of the town. I don't get to build in the town's areas, but I can build in any buildings that I bought in that town. And that's why you might want to make your own, and we will be, a little bit later, building our own outpost. Now that comes with its own problems because, raiders will attack your outpost. It's just the way that goes. How are we doing there? Have we gone through all of... Oh, we have. Look at all of that food! We're good for a long while. As far as I'm aware, there is no perishing of food, thankfully. We could look up all sorts of things like cooking. We could build a proper cook stove if we wanted to, and that would give us a couple of other things that we could make it, but we would have to buy the ingredients to make it. Storage boxes for farming, just general storage boxes. Smithing, you can make your own types of clothes and weapons, that sort of stuff. Training, simple training dummies. Now that is not a bad idea, and it will require 2 books to get. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to have Aavak learn simple training dummies, and we'll build one in here as soon as we can. And that way, if someone's idle, we can just have them train. But we've got these 2 spots there that have got nothing going on with them. And as you can see, we're slowly recovering. It's not going very quickly, but, you know, Hobbs is fine at this point. But it is a slow process to heal if you don't have proper heal. What are you doing in my house? Get out of here, you scallywag. My lord, I can close the door if I particularly want to, like so. Then people won't just wander in. I can also lock the door if I really want to, and that requires that I specifically unlock it then, but obviously I want people to be able to move back and forth. Hang on a second, why have you got your arm up like that? Oh, you're just covering your face? It looks like you are, yeah. You're an escaped servant. You're just shielding your eyes from the dust storm out there. Dust storms are active, as you can see. The dust storm is rolling over. We've got 0 protection on Hobbs, so as a result, certain things are going to be worse. Accuracy in combat, for example. But Aavak indoors doesn't have any particular issue with that. Now, we've almost finished training dummies. There we go. Simple training dummies have been researched. Let's go ahead and have a look at this one then. So, training, and there's lots of different training apparatus. We need 4 iron plates for this. If we popped it down here, for example, or even maybe over here. No, we can't, because these are operation spots. I think only 1 person can use a training dummy at once, despite there being 2 points. It's just showing where someone could interact with this if they wanted to. I could pop it in the middle. I am not particularly enthused about that. I could pop the training dummy over there near the fire, but yeah, it's warm work. Combat training, so no. Let's pop it right there. And that is going to require 4 iron plates. So, you don't have the materials, that is true. But we're going to want to do 1 or 2 more things before we wrap up this episode. It's going to be a bit of a longer one, I suppose, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. We're going to get Hobbs over here to grab some items. How encumbered are you? You shouldn't be particularly encumbered, no. You've got some building items, so I'm actually going to give those building materials to Aavak if we can, just so that Hobbs is not encumbered, because Hobbs is going to be going on a bit of a journey. Or perhaps I should take Aavak. Actually, yes. I think I will take Aavak for this one. Well, the easiest thing to do is check our athletics. Who is the fastest? Because you want to be able to run away from trouble. Hobbs is pretty fast. What about Aavak? Yeah, Aavak hasn't been doing much, so hasn't had an opportunity to train it. By having Hobbs carrying the copper back and forth from the copper node, he's training strength on the way back with a full load of copper, and then training athletics going back down, or should be, because he's encumbered. He is technically right now, but it's fine. Okay, concrete walls, same things. Katanas there. Always worth having a look, I think. No, nothing we particularly want there, though. Okay, well, I need 1 iron plate. Yeah, go ahead and buy that. I could also buy some books, but I'm not going to right now. So, you go ahead, do your job. We'll get you in there. You can build it up. Now, Hobbs is going to be encumbered just because of all of the weapons they're carrying around. But that's fine for now. Aavak, I'm going to take you out. You've pretty much done everything you need to do in here. So we're going to turn off jobs, and we're going to go for a bit of a wander. Now, actually, before we go, let's grab all of this. I should take Hobbs, absolutely should take Hobbs, but I feel that Aavak needs the training. And, look, it puts hairs on your chest, and Aavak is clearly in need of some hairs on his chest right now. He's going to go into the desert, he's going to brave the desert wilds, possibly get kidnapped, and have to fight his way for freedom, etc., etc., etc. It's going to be an adventure, I tell you. You're going to need to take some food with you, though, for this adventure, so let me go and grab some of that. We're going to head out. We'll just take 1, I think. We don't need to take too much. How hungry are you? Currently you've eaten, so your hunger bar is filling up. We're going to go down here to Squin. I've got to make sure I'm pointing in the right direction then for that one. Okay, let's go. We're going to go to Squin because I want sleeping bags quite badly. Hello, Bone Dog. You're aimless right now. Yeah, you just stay that way, please. Now, given that we're heading out, under normal circumstances, I would split off a group and actually have different squads. But right now, we've only got 2 people, so it's really not that much of a bother. We've got to get down to Squin, and Squin is somewhere in this general direction. We'll speed things up, though. There's no particular reason to worry about that. What we don't want to do is get discovered by any kind of bandits or anything crazy like that. So we're going to want to have a good look around ourselves. We've got some more copper out here. That is not a bandit camp. That is, in fact, just shrubberies. You never can tell. Bloody disguising bandits. Clearly they got the chameleon spell from Dark Souls. Right, okay. And I believe Squin is in this direction. It's between these 2 rocky areas. There we go, yep. Okay, so it's a bit of a long run, obviously. Now, one of the things I really like about this game is there's a little bit of loading, as you can see. That has a lot to do with the fact that I'm on high speed, so it's not getting as much time to preload assets as I'm running around. And also because I have the general graphic settings on the higher end. Yes, I know. The game... It doesn't have like super high-res textures or anything like that, but it is actually quite a pretty game when you zoom in quite close. But largely this is a game that is built for being played on a much wider scale. So putting a load of effort into all of the smaller textures when there's going to be so much shown in the world at all times would be a little bit derpy. The pudgy fat skin and music. Pudgy? Oh, that's harsh. That's harsh. There's not much muscle definition yet. I appreciate that, but damn it, dude. Your words bite to the bone. So cruel. Anyway. So, this is an actual, not crumbling down city. Flatskins talk too much. That's racist. We've got a police force over there. If they were bounty, we want to hand it in, we could go there. We've got an armor smith here, but we're not here to buy anything like armor or anything like that. So we're going to avoid those. But this is an armor smith. This one is a weapon shop, so maybe later. We might see, actually, we might have some extra cash on us on the way back. There's residential there. That is a bar. There may be someone in there for us to recruit. Over here, we have a general shop. We've got a longhouse. We could purchase some of these places. Down here, we have another residential building there. But right around here, we have a traveler gear, or adventurer's goods shop, as I keep thinking of it. That looks like an adventure to me. Hello, friend. Ah, thank goodness. A friendly face. Looking to buy? I am indeed, as it happens. What I would like... oh, you have got them. Whew. Now, they've also got backpacks. These are pretty useful. Got some better med kits. You've got splint kits, books. A splint kit can be used to rig up wounded body parts so they can be used again. Useful if you have a leg injury and don't want to limp all the way back to town. You can splint up your leg and regain a little functionality. They also have the bonus that any... what was it? They also have the bonus that any splinted damage counts against limb amputation in combat. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. So it would give you a little bit of a buffer against losing a limb. But the main thing we've come here for are these. So let's get 2 of those. Now, I could get a backpack. Encumbrance reduction, 50%. Combat skill bonus, a lot of lost combat skill there. Combat speed effect, stealth skill effect. So, you know, it's going to massively negate some of our skills. Now, this one, the wooden backpack, a backpack that allows for better stacking of large items within a smaller space, particularly trade goods. Now, that would be really good if we were carrying large things, because they would stack like they do here. You notice in my inventory, they don't stack. But in this, they would. But I don't think we necessarily need this. I am going to buy a backpack, though. I could get a small one if I really wanted. For these long walks, I think we're going to go for the big backpack, though. Alright, so let's move these into the big backpack. There we go. We only need 2. Hopefully that's all there's going to be when people are wounded. We're only going to have 2 people wounded at a time. We can also buy maps. Tech Hunter Library map will give us some different locations. A hand-drawn map marking a location of interest to the tech hunters. It's likely to be an old-world information source that could reveal the locations of labs. We've got a Tech Hunters map. A map from the Tech Hunter Scouts detailing a possible location to find ancient science books. And map of the border zone. A no man's land between the three great nations. Conflict prevents civilized settlement. I would like that, because that's basically where we're living. So we're going to buy this map. Sure. Cost a little bit. By a little bit, I mean a lot. But if I wanted to, I could have Hobbs sell some copper all the way over there. Money is basically shared across players. So we could be the other end of the world and still have access to the same bank, effectively. Now we right-click this to use. There we are. Added 2 locations to our map. If we zoom out, you should see them located. So we've got way station over here. And we've got a tiny settlement. Maybe we'll go and investigate that, because that isn't actually too far away. That'll be something we'll do in a bit. But there's one last thing that I want to do here. We're going to hit the bars and just see who's about. I mean, I don't have enough money now to buy anything, any better armor. And I'm not really that looking to kit out right now anyway, even though I could have Hobbs just sell some stuff. Currently, I'm only getting 139% of Athletic XP because I'm not heavily encumbered, but I do have a little bit of a penalty. My current run speed is 16 miles per hour. Very well. So, let's check in this bar. Have we got anyone I can chat with? We've got... No, can't chat with you. We've got the barkeep. We've got... Because this is the best way to get new recruits. We've got someone over there. We've got someone over there. Kang. Got The Wall. Nines. And Namtran. Let's start from right to left. Let's have a look at you. Looking at my horns, Flatskin. I am now. I wasn't before. I really couldn't care less about your horns. Yeah, I was just thinking how stubby. Wow. No, and I'm leaving. I'll go. No, because I wasn't to start with. Good. Don't. Because I can still prove my worth in battle without them. I have a question for you, Flatskin. What do you do if you're outnumbered on the battlefield? Okay. Play dead and return for their heads another day. Surrender and hope your life will be spared. Is there even a choice? You keep fighting till the end. You hightail it the hell out of there. Simple. Or fight tactically. You take out the weakest opponent first. Yes, that's pretty much what we did before. We went for the pups. Truth. We must even the odds against us when our situation looks bleak. We fight the enemy to the death, and we die with honor on the battlefield. Okay. But I didn't die. I awoke surrounded by death, but still alive. They labeled me a deserter and cut my horns on my return. I'm no longer a warrior, but a servant. That's kind of rough. You're damn lucky to be alive, horns or no horns. You lost your horns, but at least you're still alive to fight again. But you fought bravely. You didn't deserve... Well, yeah, I mean... assuming what she's saying is true. I mean, on the surface you fought bravely, but I'm not going to call you a liar just after meeting you. Perhaps. Either way, I will not remain here as an unclad warrior. But you seem different to the other outsiders I have met, Flatskin. Let us band together. I am intrigued to fight alongside you. Wow. First, I mean... Is that what you said to everyone who's just walked up to you? You're like, you seem intrigued. Let me fight with you. I just want a band to call my own again. I guess I could kind of understand that. Sure, what could go wrong? I work alone. It would be an honor. Okay, so you could, if you wanted to, rename. I'm not going to be renaming Ruka or Hobbs at this juncture, but I am going to be looking to rename them later on. I believe you can do that with a plastic surgeon. You can even change the way they look as a forward. I'm probably not going to mess around with body shapes or anything like... Oh, I accidentally did. Anything like that. I think I also messed around with the shoulders too, didn't I? I don't know. Damn it. Anyway. But I will be renaming people. So do let me know down in the comments below if you want to have your name used for any of the characters we recruit. Some of them are just random NPCs, but some of them seem to have a backstory, like Ruka did here. There we go. So Ruka has joined us. Let's have a look at you, Ruka. Let's see what you've got. You've got a plank. A hefty hacking weapon with a good reach, a nice balance for those who find fragment axes too clumsy and blunt. The plank retains some of the extra deadly traits of a regular sword, while still remaining ridiculously crude. Okay. That's fine, though. It's massive indoors penalty, though. Well, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to have the job of medic. Hobbs, how are things going over there? Probably still going okay. What stats have you got? Oh, you're very good. You are a proper warrior. Okay, well, that's marvellous. Okay. Well, we've got a second person. I'm not going to be grabbing a third yet. Just for no other reason. I just realized that I can rename people. And so if I wait until I've got some comments to rename people from, and have the patron name list up on my other monitor, like I should have done before I started recording this, then I'll be able to draw names from that rather than having to pay a plastic surgeon later on to rename them. Unless I still can. Can I rename them? I don't think I can, no. No, so I'm going to have to find someone to rename, and maybe I can't rename Ruka and Hobbs, but there will be plenty of other people to rename later on. That's going to be more or less the last thing we do here, but, ooh, okay, I was just going to highlight that we could walk over there. Smuggling check, remove your effect, flat skin. How about we forget the checks for today? Can I ask you a question first? Nah, I've got nothing to worry about. I've got like some meat on me. Go. Very well. Right, you can just move around on the map. Just drop down a point, and they'll make their way there. Now, there's a couple of other things here. For example, I'm noticing the Ruka is lagging behind. How fast do you move? Only 14. So, what we'll do is we'll say this group should move at the speed of the slowest member of said group. Now, we can just drop that down and let them work their own way back, and that may be wise. But that also has the potential of them running straight into some sort of ambush. So I'm actually going to follow them all the way back. But yes, that's going to be where we're going to be wrapping up today's episode. Now, for the remainder of the series, however long that might be, will largely depend on what kind of shenanigans we can get up to, and whether you'd actually like to see more. So do let me know on that score, either by hitting the like button or leaving a comment down below. But I plan to do a bit of base building. That'll be later down the line. I like having a bit of a setup in the city we've started at, in the hub, where I can have people doing some automated tasks just to keep money flowing into the coffers, mostly to facilitate us being able to go out and adventure and get up to all kinds of shenanigans out in the wastelands and exploring ruins, etc., etc. But that will be probably a little ways away, probably maybe 1 or 2 episodes before we get to the point that we can actually make good on any of that. What are you up to? You're just patrolling? Yes, you're just patrolling the town. That's fine. So the first 2-3 episodes will likely be us just setting things up, getting a couple of new recruits, exploring some of the new places that we've got open, but, you know, light exploration. Not looking to get into any big fights or challenge any other clans or anything like that. But after that, we'll probably be looking to set up our own outpost away from the city, away from the protection of city guards and the like, and trying to go on our own. Maybe getting a nice big combat group up and running. It will be interesting. Oh, that's fantastic. Hobbs is coming back to greet Ruka. This is awesome. You turn all your jobs off for a little bit, and we're just gonna wander inside, and that's where we're gonna be wrapping things up. Oh my lord, we do move slowly though. Move quite slowly, thanks to all of the encumbrance we got. Or perhaps it's just Ruka. But then again, Ruka is carrying around a bloody gigantic sword. I didn't realize it was quite that ridiculous sized. Okay. Well, Hobbs, let's first drop all of these off. How much copper have we gotten in that trip? Well, we've got 2 full stacks worth of copper. This can then go to Hobbs. Aavak, go ahead and trade. There you go. Knock yourself out. You can turn your job back on now, Hobbs. Let's get those camp beds set up. This will allow us to heal a little bit faster. And also, should someone go down in battle, I could have someone go out and rescue them and draw them back into a safe area where they can then recover and we can treat them properly. But that is going to be it for me for now. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do hope you're looking forward to the continuation of the series. As I mentioned, do let me know down below if you are interested in seeing more, and if you have any tips, I am all ears. But that's going to be it for now. So until next time, do take care, everyone.